You just keep stop.
You just smacked me.
I hope that stays.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Adrianne and
Dion.
this is Dion, my husband. If you're new here, thank you for tuning in and stopping by. I hope you enjoy this video. And just anybody watching, I hope you enjoy this video. Today Dion has something
For you.
for me, and I don't know what it is.
Since we've been stuck in the house for how many months now?
It's been like 4 months.
It's been a lot of months. We gotta get our brains activated. Here's your job. Your job is to solve this puzzle in under 30 minutes.
Oh, easy.
30 minutes, because we're not trying to get 10,000 hours of watch time on YouTube.
But I am.
So here it is. But before you get started, I'm gonna grab you some adult grape juice to help you figure this out. All right?
Perfect.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
Here it is. What Dion forgot to tell you guys is that this is just level 1. It's called the Kingu. I don't know. The wooden ball lock. Getting the plastic off is the puzzle, babe.
A few minutes later.
Go ahead, take it apart, babe.
You gotta look away. Look that way. Drink your juice. If I can figure it out.
I think this challenge is for you, buddy. Alright, an eternity later, and now I can start. Alright, let's do this timer thing. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Like, nothing's color coordinated. Can I give up? Is that allowed?
It's level 1.
Oh, I think I got this right. Does this fit? My goodness. It's like Tetris on crack. Okay, maybe that doesn't fit there. It's not. Oh, shoot. Fun facts. Got in. I was born in New York, and being a military brat, kind of. We didn't really move around that much because my dad did the majority of his time in the military before I was born. I ended up moving to England when I was like 2 or 3 years old. We moved to Cornwall, and that's where I met one of my best friends, Erin. If you're watching this, hi. But yes, I lived there till I was about 6 or 7. And my brother was born there. I don't know if we had an option on where we could move, but for some reason, my dad decided to move us to Maryland. So I ended up spending a lot of my life in Southern Maryland, and I went to an itty bitty little private school from 7th grade until I graduated. Did I like it? It was alright. Not my favorite. But it was alright. A lot of my teachers were super awesome. I loved them very much, especially Mrs. Owens. She's like the OG best math teacher you would ever have in your life. I don't know if she's still teaching. Josh, if you're watching this, let me know if your mom's still teaching. Or Miss Owens, if you're watching this, let me know if you're still teaching. But if you were lucky enough to have her as a teacher, you were super blessed to have her, because she knows her stuff. She's an awesome teacher. But yeah, I grew up, it was just me and my brother. Just the 2 of us, and we ended up getting a dog. Her name was Chi-Chi. She was the best little chihuahua ever. I graduated high school, and I went to community college. Community college is not bad, you guys. It's a lot cheaper, and it's literally the same courses, just less expensive. Shoot, did I do this right? I don't know if I did this right. Did I? No. Okay, well, I know this goes here. Spent a lot of time in Southern Maryland, good old Woodward. I did cheerleading, played soccer. Was I good at it? No. Was I varsity though? Yes. Because the school was super small and there wasn't enough people to even have like a JV team. Actually, well no, there was a JV team, but that was more like, that was middle school. So middle school was the JV. I was captain of the cheerleading squad, but it's not like the cheerleading that you're thinking of, like the competitive cheerleading stuff. No, it was like, hurrah, hurrah. Yeah. But I was a captain nonetheless. And no, I don't think I was a mean girl, but who knows? Maybe some people might tell you otherwise, but for the most part, I think I was pretty nice. And like I said, the school was super small, so it's not like anybody was like more popular than the rest, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I think in total there was like 180 students in the whole school. It was brutal. Not too many people. Oh, I think I figured it out. Well, that kind of works, right? Does it count if I have missing pieces? So I graduated high school, did 2 years at a community college, and I got my associates. And in that time, before I graduated, my family had decided to move to Virginia. Northern Virginia, not like Southern Virginia, where most people think of, like Virginia Beach area. They decided to move like way opposite of that. It's actually really beautiful over there. It's up in the mountains, middle of nowhere. It's very quiet. And because they decided to move to Virginia, I got the option of transferring to a Virginia school instead of staying in Maryland. I mean, I could have stayed in Maryland if I wanted to, but I didn't want to do that. So I didn't. I applied to all Virginia schools, and I got into every single one that I applied to. I think I applied to like 10 different schools. And out of those 10, I got scholarships for all of them, except for one. Except for one, and that's the one that I decided to go to, because why? It felt right. Probably not the smartest thing to do financially, but just the feel of it, I loved that school, and I graduated from that school. I went to George Mason University. Boop, boop. That was my university. I had the best time there. I was in FCA, the student org, Filipino Cultural Association, and that's where I made like all of my friends. We had the best times. I can't do this! I ended up going to George Mason for art history and arts management. I got my bachelor's degree in that, and my goal in life was to be a museum curator. But in order to do that, you have to get like your master's and your PhD, and to be honest, my last year and a half of college just really burnt me out. It was nothing, absolutely nothing but research papers and just a lot of reading and a lot of writing, and I just got super burnt out. And I decided that wasn't the track that I wanted to do anymore. So after I graduated, I found a job. At this point, Dion and I were already dating. We had been dating for at least a year, I think. By the time that I graduated, how many?
Maybe 2 years. Close to 2 years.
We had been dating for about 2 years at this point. So I found a job. I ended up getting fired from that job. It wasn't anything serious, but I got fired and I ended up moving to Philly. Just like out of nowhere, packed my bags. Actually, no, before that, the day that I got fired, I was actually supposed to be visiting Dion in Philly. That day that I got fired, I ended up walking into this art gallery and they were hiring for a manager. And I went for it. Talked to the owner and I said, I graduated, I have a bachelor's degree in arts history and arts management, and I want this job. How do I apply? So she gave me an application, or she showed me where to apply. I applied, I got the interview, and she told me to come in. So I went and I tried it out, and it was awesome. Everything was great. I ended up getting the job as a manager, and so I moved. I didn't tell my parents, but I moved. I just packed up my bags and I left, and they weren't very happy about that, but you gotta do what you gotta do, right? Once I moved, like I'm already in Philly, I'm not turning back, because I already said deuces to my parents. I get there, I'm at first day on the job, expecting to be a manager, and they tell me, oh, by the way, you're gonna be the weekend gallery assistant. Just the weekends, and the occasional weekday. And I was like, what? Like, what do you mean I'm not gonna be the manager, the full-time manager? Shoot, I would have taken a part-time manager. I got there and they said, nope, too bad, because our old manager decided to come back. So you're gonna be doing this now. Which is really sucky of them to do that, because they knew that I came from out of state. Couldn't say no, because there was no way I was gonna just like take the L and move back with my parents, because I told them I wasn't coming back. So I rode the struggle bus and I worked there for like, how long? Like 6 months? Yeah, I worked there for a good while before I found another job. I don't know how to do this. This isn't working.
Level 1, Adrianne.
Well, this is not like a level 1 thing. I promise you. You had a hard time taking it apart. And this job was a wine company, and this is when I was like, you know what? Screw the art world. Not really worth it in my book. So I started working for the wine company. I was an administrative assistant to the owner, I guess. I think. I don't know.
You just know that's not the wine that you're drinking.
Yeah. This wasn't like, it's a small wine company. Let me tell you, they were really like super sucky to me too. I really don't get it. Like, why would you be so crappy to a person, you know? But they were, nonetheless. And at first I had a really great time working for them because, you know, I got to drink wine at work. You know, we had to test out the products that we were selling and advertising. We had to, oh, I've almost caught it. You know, I got to drink wine at work. We did a lot of trips. I could go out and do wine tastings whenever I wanted. At least this is what they said. I could do wine tastings whatever day, whatever time, whenever I wanted, as long as it made sense to make extra money. So I could make like $1,000 extra in my paycheck for it. And I was at one point, and they told me, you know, if you're done doing your work, you can watch a little bit of Netflix while you're having your lunch, like you're fine. It was very relaxed, and then the role started changing, and then the guy who got hired along with me, he ended up being fired, and I was like, well, why did he get fired? And they were like, oh, well, he was being a negligent worker. He just wasn't doing what he was supposed to be doing. I'm like, oh, okay. Mind you, I was the one who was writing everything down in the calendar and making sure these people were doing what they were supposed to be doing, so I knew he was doing what he was supposed to be doing. And it didn't add up to me. But at this point, we had already gotten our health insurance. And not even a month afterwards, I got the boot too. And I'm like, wow, okay, like what did I do? They didn't give me an answer. I came into work that day and my boss said, hey, sorry, you're no longer working for us. And I'm like, great, you couldn't have saved me the $5 it took for me to get here and just, you know, called me and told me I'm not working for you guys anymore. And at this point, they hadn't paid me out for the last 10 wine tastings that I did. So that's $1,000 right there. And for every wine tasting that you did, you had to report it. So you had to take pictures of the location, take pictures of the wine, your setup, everything. And you had to count how many bottles you sold for that tasting and how many tastings you actually did. Like how many people came up to you and interacted with you, or you interacted with. So I had all the reports for that and I sent it in to them. And they told me, hey, you copied all of these from your previous wine tastings, so we're not gonna pay you for them. Which doesn't make sense to me because it was the same locations. So yeah, of course the pictures and all of that are gonna look the same because it's the same place. So they ended up not paying me for those. I did get my last paycheck from them, but it just wasn't what I was expecting it to be. And when I applied for unemployment, they told me I didn't qualify for unemployment because my employer labeled me down as being fired for being a negligent employee. So I was not eligible for unemployment, which made me super upset. Ugh, I was so upset because I'm like, great, I am jobless. I don't know where to look for a job now. I applied literally everywhere. I applied to even like do nails. Not that doing nails is a bad thing, it's just that I don't know how to do nails professionally. I didn't know what to do. And at this point, like, I had just gotten Hilo and Aria, so I had my 2 dogs, and this new place that I'm running. You know, I'm no longer bumming it out in somebody's house. I have my own place now to pay the rent and bills, and can't do that because I don't have a job. But I did have quite a bit of savings, and I had a credit card, and I just kind of like racked it all up on my credit card because, you know, what else are you gonna do when you don't have much else? And made it out that way. I ended up applying to be a cocktail server. If you knew me growing up, I always said I never want to be a server because I would spit in somebody's food. Like, that's how little patience I had for people. I went to the interview, and it was this panel. So there was like 12 other people in this interview. So it was a group interview. I wasn't expecting that. And we had a panel of judges, and they asked you all different kinds of questions. And there were some games that you had to play. And one of the questions were, if you were to pick somebody to play you in a movie, who would it be? And I said, Angelina Jolie. Because, you know, it's Angelina Jolie. And then another round of the interview was you had to pick something from a table, and you had to create like a 30-second commercial for it. Like, you had to sell the product. I picked a Santa hat, and let me tell you, I sold the shit out of that thing because I ended up getting the job. Yeah, that's what I do now. This is impossible. It's definitely been more than 30 minutes since I started doing this, and I'm about to give up because I'm over it. Oh my goodness, I'm getting so frustrated. What in the world? Why? Alright, now I'm just getting annoyed because every time I like put it together, like some parts, it's not. It does that, it moves, it doesn't stay. Like, please just stay. It's been over an hour. Jesus, help me. Guys, I'm a genius. Oh yes, now it stays in place. Thank you, Lord. Crap, did I do that too early? I did.
You almost got it.
I know I almost have it. It's like this. Like, where does that go? Touch it!
You asked for help?
No, I did not ask for help. I didn't. I asked you if there was. Do not touch it! No, because it broke when you got here. This is like the most inconvenient. Actually, it's not really inconvenient. It's just. Is there a piece missing in there? I'm about to get some glue and like glue this thing together so I can stop moving. I don't even think this piece goes here. No, it's stuck. Can I get like a cheat sheet real quick? Because I don't know where this one piece goes. If this thing doesn't stop moving. Oh, oh my god. This is not a good puzzle for me. No. This is so annoying. Leave me alone. Oh my god. Was there like a whole piece missing? No, I'm done.
1 eternity later.
After 4 hours. My brain hurts. I actually took a break and had a bit of a mental breakdown. Just a small one. And what I learned after doing some research is that this is not a level 1. It's a level 5. And Deanna's no longer alive. Alright, so I'm going to leave the link to get one of these down below in the description. I do recommend it. It's definitely a brain teaser, to say the least. Ask me some questions down there, just so that way I could talk to you guys more and have that in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so that way you guys will be notified every time I upload a video. Bye.